Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Here Be Dragons. I am your host, Stephen Stark, and joining me this week, regular co-host John. John, I see that you you like matched my wavelength, right? And didn't shave. You represented Team Beard this week for my birthday. For the record, that's what we're talking about this week. I leveled up.
I did, by the way. Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you.
And yeah, no, I thought I don't have like a physical gift, and you wouldn't be able to hold it anyway. So in lieu of that, I kept my beard for you, sir.
It's the best birthday gift I could ask for. I'm sure you're going to shave immediately after we cut the stream off, but I'm glad it's there for as long as at least through the end of the stream. Thank you, everyone in the chat. I see a whole bunch of birthday wishes. Dang, I was just about to bring her in too. Okay, so what I did was I asked a bunch of my friends to come tell me something interesting on my birthday, and you in the chat. You know what? I'll send you a link. You can jump on and say something. I would love to learn. Like Kelly, you could come on and teach me about boats. It would be awesome. But we got our first friend on deck. So everybody, you guys know Julie. Hi, Julie. How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing fine. I just clicked the link and I was like, okay, so I'm the only one backstage. That's fun. But happy birthday!
Enough people had said that they wanted to come join, that was going to cycle through people, but you know.
Uh-huh. Well, I didn't read, of course.
Yeah, I did post a message. It's fine. You're here now. And we're going to add Kartik to the stream as well, because he's here too. And you know what? Kate's back. So, Kate, come on in.
Yes!
Yay, my friends. So,
What?
When I kind of put the message out asking for stuff, like Kartik, I know is a physics researcher, and I'm like, I can't let that, can't let that go by. I get to twist his arm and make him come talk to me about black holes. Julie, going to teach us to swear in Dutch.
Yes.
So that'll be fun. Kate, I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to teach us about bookbinding or something.
Yeah, we could do a little tutorial on that.
That would be awesome.
So Kate is part Dutch. So
yeah, I have my Dutch flag.
You know what, Trish? Go ahead. I don't care. And I also know Voice of Deacon said he wanted to join. You know what? Go ahead and join. Let's just make it a big party. It's usually too chaotic to have this many people on, but it's my birthday and I don't give a shit. Also, technically, birthday is tomorrow. But if you tell me happy birthday today, you can still tell me tomorrow.
It's close enough. Happy birthday.
A birthday wish is never late, nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to.
When it wants to.
Well, like I said earlier today, I figured out a way to game the system and kind of stretch it into 2 days. So
most people stretch it into like a week or sometimes even a month. So I think you're not thinking big enough, my friend.
But yeah, so welcome, friends. John, thanks for being here too, man. I don't know what you've got. Maybe you're going to talk to me about editing or film scores or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was thinking like everything I have to offer, I've already talked your ear off about ad nauseum. So we'll see. No, but just for anybody interested, I wasn't supposed to actually be able to make it this week, but because I'm definitely going to be gone next week, so I didn't, and I'm going to be on a plane headed to Maryland, so I did not think it was a good idea for me to get dental surgery this weekend and potentially be suffering en route to Maryland next week. So yeah, since I went ahead and postponed that, I am here for my brother Steven on his birthday.
Thanks, man. I'm glad you're here.
I was just thinking about how funny it would be if you were just getting out of that and still high on the meds and jumped on. That was a
Can we arrange that?
I mean, I can still be high on heads.
Yes, badass. Ooh, talking about badass. That looks
Okay.
Man,
Blue, I know when we talked earlier, you said like share, but like you got to tell me how you got that hair color because you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just did it yesterday. I touched it up. But yeah, it involves bleaching your hair to white and then putting a color over it. So I was experimenting with the Arctic Fox brand of colors because they had the Black Friday sale, so I ordered a bunch of stuff from them. And my next color is going to be Taco Bell Baja Blast color.
What?
Very
That's one hell of a
specific.
descriptor.
There we
I
go.
mean-
Stephen has to be. It's his birthday, so he's the center of
The
attention
Steven
today.
bunch. The Steven bunch.
How are you doing, Dan?
You can thank Potter for that, by the way.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh, always Potter.
I can't imagine what specialty Dan has to impart.
Yeah. So
on
I'm going to
you,
learn to
Steven.
swear in Dutch and Quenya, apparently.
Or just learn some British slang.
Right? That'd be fun too.
I would
Hey,
love to, Laura.
Say bottle of water. I'm sorry, that's racist, isn't it?
No, it's not. As someone who knows a tiny bit about that, it's not racist.
Right?
Yeah, you can't be racist towards English people. It's not possible.
English is not a
Yeah,
race.
you can discriminate against English people. You can't be racist against English.
Okay, fair enough. Is that discriminatory against English people?
Yes.
Okay. As long as we're clear on that.
No, it's not.
Okay, so like this has already gone off the rails.
Wait, there were rails?
What did you expect?
What were you expecting? Yeah.
Because I was thinking about, all right, where does my mind need to be to prepare for today? And I'm like, I have no idea.
I don't either. Like, I did not really have a plan. I'm just like, I know what I'll do. I'll get some of the cooler people I know to come and tell me cool things. And I think the first person I mentioned when I thought of this was Kartik, because he and I have had a couple of conversations behind the scenes. I am a science-loving lay person. But Kartik, what do you do for a living?
I do research in black holes.
Right.
Wow.
So black holes are really cool. Well, that might not be technically true. So here's as somebody who kind of understands black holes maybe better than the average person, it's not just a big spot in space where everything falls in. Like, we really don't know what's happening in there beyond the event horizon. But is the event horizon a place that is hot or cold, would you say?
Depends on the size of your black hole.
Okay.
So smaller ones are hotter, or bigger ones are colder, weirdly speaking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the opposite of what you would expect.
Actually, that does make sense to me because its event horizon will be much larger.
Mm-hmm.
I love black holes, man, because like it's literally so insanely because of, well, when people talk about black holes, there's really two different things they can be talking about: the event horizon or the singularity.
Yeah.
And like the singularity being the exact center where if you cross, or like the singularity being the exact center, but the event horizon being an area beyond that where if you cross it, there's no going back.
Yeah, it's the point of no return. Yeah.
Right. But I've also heard it said that like time and space sort of flip roles. If you were to pass the event horizon of like a very large black hole, like maybe Sagittarius A star at the center of our own galaxy, if you were to cross that event horizon, moving in a direction would move you through time, but just standing still, you will always be moving through space, no matter what. As in, like the idea that we move.
That's unfortunately that's kind of misleading. I mean, it's misleading in the same sense that, if on your graph paper you draw, a grid, and you say this line points upwards and this line points on the right. And then if you rotate the grid, oh no, the up line points to the left and the right side points to the up. But it's just because you've rotated your stupid grid. I mean, it's not doing anything physically. So the whole time becomes space, space becomes time is just a misconception of. I mean, it has no physics on it. It's just like how you try to describe.
See, this is why I wanted to have you on, because like most people are not going to ask this question. I don't think most, but like I watch enough and I know enough that I'm dangerous to spread disinformation.
Oh, I mean, you're not spreading misinformation about cancer, so you're okay.
Okay.
Like black holes don't give a shit if they're misinformed.
I might spread some disinformation about 5G COVID chemtrails.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's okay.
Right, but that's important information to get out there. All right. Stuff
I'm surprised the street wasn't just like struck down by YouTube.
I know.
Right.
Just with those 3 words all together.
I was waiting on it. It's like those are the magic words. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's an FBI agent watching this stream right now. But yeah,
kids plug your ears.
As someone who loves physics, loves it, but didn't study it, it was so awesome to have those couple of conversations we've already had, Kartik, because it's one of those things that I've had a passion for my whole life. Like I knew what the Higgs boson was 10 years before it was discovered. Some of you may not even know what it is today if you're not a sciencey person.
Not everyone knows right now, right? God particle. Everyone?
Yeah, the God particle. It's the particle that the Higgs field is what.
Who decided to call it a God particle? That's so obnoxious.
I know it is. It's obnoxious.
Okay, so I became aware of the Higgs boson while reading a book called "The God Particle" by Dr. Leon Lederman. It's a hilarious book. He's called the Laughing Professor. He was the director of Fermilab in Batavia, Illinois. It was at one time the largest particle collider in the world. And he wrote a book about the Higgs boson 10 years before it was found. And he said it's called the God particle for 2 reasons. The first one is because understanding it will help us understand the role that how matter has mass. Why do things weigh something? Yeah. But it's also because his editor wouldn't let him call it the goddamn particle because it's so hard to find.
Yeah. No, it should have been called the goddamn particle. But, editors.
Right.
Though, it was like a weirdly cool piece of science. Like it was invented to fix up something that our models could not account for, like the mass of all the particles that are floating around. And I mean, Higgs' name is attached to it, but there were like at least 7 people who kind of, in groups of 3, roughly invented this kind of model at the same time. But it got named the Higgs particle, so what the hell. But yeah, it took 20 years to actually find it.
Let me ask you this,
kind of quite an achievement.
The people that discovered it separately, were they white people?
Yeah.
And is Higgs okay? Because I was like, is Higgs the white guy? Is that what happened here? Because I know that happens sometimes.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like a race thing, I don't think.
Okay.
Because I mean, all of them are white. Like if you're going to, Who is the whiter whitey? I mean, that's not going to work. But
There's so many different flavors of white.
Probably John.
Yeah,
John
whoever
is the
matches.
one.
I was gonna say whoever matches most closely my skin pigmentation.
I mean, John can at least grow a beard, so he's +1 on that. But yeah, I don't know how they decided to call it the Higgs particle, because Higgs wasn't even the first person who wrote about this. So it was kind of weird, and only I think one of the people died, so he didn't get the Nobel Prize. Yeah, he called Higgs on the particle. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the whole situation.
Okay, it's just
but Higgs is the most famous one.
Curious. But maybe he just had the best publicist, huh?
That's possible too. Yeah, I mean,
okay. I'm done boring everybody with
system,
physics talk. Kartik, thank you so much. There's a couple really interesting tidbits of information in there. Like, is it hot or cold? Well, it depends on the size. I like that answer. And also the setting me straight on the juxtaposition of time and space on the other side of a, John, why couldn't you do that?
Probably because every step along the way of that conversation, I was just thinking about what movie the conversation reminded me of. And that probably sums up why I couldn't do that.
I would say
probably Interstellar. It probably reminded you of Interstellar.
I was also thinking of Farscape. So, yeah, right. I'm going all over the place.
I went to the Brief History of Time, dude.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking movie.
I was also
I was just thinking about a movie about him. And I was like, hey, yeah. But I also went to movies.
But thanks, Kartik. I really appreciate it. It's fun to, just talk about my stuff.
Yep.
Unabashedly. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, most of you know I'm a sciencey guy, but to hear me talk a little more technically is not something that I normally do, because most of y'all aren't into that stuff. But it was fun. Thanks, man.
Yes, you've never
now on to more fun programming things.
Right.
You've never at all.
There are a few of us that was awesome.
Stephen, you've never at all mentioned your adoration for science in our discussion of science fiction. So never. It's very
Interstellar.
Very rare.
I mean, to pull out a golden oldie, he posted about that on Facebook.
Right. Talked about it on Facebook.
Oh, sorry.
Who wants to? Somebody entertain me.
I mean, I could do Dutch swear words.
Okay, great. Let's learn some Dutch. Okay, so there's a certain level of swearing where it's just curse words, but that's not the good stuff. The good stuff is when it's like a phrase that's a full sick burn.
For that you need English speakers. Dutch people, we have a tradition of wishing horrible diseases on people.
Okay, tell me that one.
So it was you.
Dutch people really like to wish horrible diseases on people, or say that they are sufferers of horrible diseases, and therefore shit. So, there's the big diseases, which are, cancer, typhoid, cholera, stuff like that. Like those are used the most in Dutch.
It's funny how different cultures have different themes when it comes to cursing, isn't it? Because the Spanish, I know, have a very scatological theme to their swearing, where it's all about shitting on somebody.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know why that is, but they seem to have this thing about it.
I'm not Spanish, so I can't answer that. But
what about the Brits?
there is definitely a theme, and also a lot of genitalia stuff. That's just a global thing, I think.
Yeah.
But no, the Dutch, they really love swearing with curses, with diseases. So basically, krijg de kleren is one of the most popular ones. It means get cholera.
I like that. But like, what a way to burn someone just by being like, get cholera. Or
I mean,
just disconnected, and I'm no longer. Hold on. There we go.
Center of attention again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Look, normally I don't care that much, but
No, I get it. It's your birthday.
It's all about me today, y'all. It's all about me.
It's your party.
And I will cry if I want to. Egg is. This is. So Shane Rixian had her live stream last night, and she takes requests during it. And she in 3 minutes had to draw a horse riding a bicycle without looking up any references, and it was amazing, amazing. It's the derpiest. I can't wait for her to post it so I can use it as my like avatar.
I only saw the cabinets one. I missed that.
Yeah, I don't think she's posted any of the others, but yeah, Sexy Cabinets was fun.
Yeah. But Dutch swear words are, it's usually...
Tell me how to say catch cholera again.
Krijg de kleren.
Okay, but I can't make that first sound.
Well, you're a smoker, so I bet you can make that sound. When you first wake up in the morning.
Okay. Let me channel my inner like morning cough. Krijg?
Krijg? Yes, good. De kleren.
Krijg or krijg?
Krijg with the R.
Okay, krijg de kleren.
Yes. That is a pretty good pronunciation of the Dutch get cholera. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. And so canonically in my D&D game world, that is probably an insult that an orc would throw at you.
Definitely. I mean, when I made a half-orc in your universe, I basically decided that they speak Dutch because we have a lot of those like throaty, like weird sounds.
Guttural sounds.
Yes.
Krijg is a good word.
Is it spelled like the Irish crack?
It's Krij. JG.
JG?
Yes. JG. Because
like this?
Yes, just like that. That is how you spell that.
Great.
As a fellow Dutchie, I'm still confused. We spell things weird.
It's a Germanic language, so we should not be surprised to see a 4-to-1 consonant to vowel ratio.
It's true. You usually don't see J with G, though. You usually see it with like a K or something.
Yeah, I like the JG together. That's a good one.
Well, the JG is like, that is not really what fits together. It's the IJ.
Okay.
Like A. Which
should have used this one in D&D.
Sorry?
We should have used this one in D&D just to piss Steven off.
Mm-hmm. Right. Name one of your so Kartik is referencing the fact that we did session 0 for a brand new crew today. Kartik is playing in that game. There are 5 players, and the characters are Knopfler, Calliope, Clea, Callum, and Corey. Everybody's name starts with a K.
At first they had 3, but they had to make more.
No, 3 of the players' names actually start with K as well. Kartik, Kathleen, and Kodiak.
Yeah.
It's insane. They're the K crew, the new crew, but new is with a K.
And I wasn't invited?
No, it's all newbies, Kate. Sorry.
Yeah, you're too experienced.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, no, Orcish, I think, would be Dutch just because of the guttural stuff and the throaty, like hard to repeat sounds.
Right.
So,
the Germanic sounding stuff.
Yeah, Germanic, but Germans they it sounds way friendlier. Like Germans, they usually get a bad rap of that their language is so like intense and like, but it sounds lovely in compared to Dutch.
Okay, that's crazy because there's this old movie. Val Kilmer's in it. It's from the early '80s. It's called Top Secret, and he plays like a rock and roller type, but it's set during World War II, and he's going to Germany, and they want him to be a spy. It's a ridiculous Mel Brooks movie. Okay,
Yeah.
And when he gets there, there's this German guy screaming and ranting and pounding his fist on the table. And then at the end of it, he stops and translates to English. He's like, "We're very happy to have you here." And he's all nice.
Yeah. Well, no, German sounds lovely compared to, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds way nicer compared to Dutch. We have way more horrible sounds in there, which I enjoy.
We found out yesterday that Dutch are canonically better at soccer than America.
We're definitely beat you at football, and I am so happy that happened because I was almost having to say goodbye to all of my American friends.
I'm just proud of the U.S. finally making it to the round of 16. Like,
oh yeah, it was good,
and that just shows that the game is finally starting to spread here.
I mean, yeah.
Because the people I know, I watched the thing. I'm not a football aficionado, but I did watch the thing, and I saw that like the American team is made up of people who like play in the Premier League and stuff.
Yeah, your captain is a Chelsea player.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Also wanted to point out, just because when I watched it with a couple of my American friends, and one of your players had the Dutch flag in his hair. Because you claim red, white, and blue is your flag. Our flag is literally red, white, and blue.
Yep.
And he had the Dutch flag in his hair, and I really enjoyed that because sports is all about superstition, and this was a good one.
Yeah, I think that was.
Well, a lot of flags have those same colours, don't they? I was about to chastise Kate the other day when she had the French tricolour on her, like next to her TV, and then I realised it was the Dutch flag, just like on its side.
Yeah, but
if I held it upright, it would just like flop down, and you wouldn't be able to tell what it was. So I held it sideways.
It was like, why are you flying the French flag? It's just me not realising.
I recognize it in Dutch because it's longer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because if you hang it that way, it's longer. Ours is.
Dan, I've got a friggin' Union flag in my apartment. Don't give me that.
I've got a Canadian one here too. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
as is tradition.
It was. But I think that if you, as in America, were to invest as much money and as much time in men's football as in women's football, that you were to have a decent chance of get the world championship. Because it's not like the Americans. There was one thing that you know about Americans is they are fit. You won't catch them being like out of breath after 60 minutes and just trying to survive the game. They are always fit. So that is something that you guys would have. And if you were to pay a little bit more attention and invest that money in
I think it'll be a while coming. We have so many other sports that we pay attention to, but it's nice to because I did say that the players on the U.S. team aren't playing, most of them, in America, in the United States. They're from here, but if they're truly talented, they're playing for Chelsea or Real Madrid or Barcelona or something, one of these bigger clubs in the English Premier League or in, Spain or whatever.
Yeah, in Spain.
With that said, we went to an MLS game a few months ago. We went to see Toronto against, who was it? It was,
Portland Timbers.
Right. And the standard was really good, actually. I was impressed, to be honest.
our cheers don't hold up, but like
No,
the game was
no.
fun.
I was disappointed with the chanting because it was nowhere near as like funny and like creative as it is in the Premier League. But
We're not good at chirping people. We're just not there yet. It was just TFC, TFC.
But the football was okay.
Well, they're disciplined and fit. That is what I can say about American football team, because I banned the other word, is that they are fit. So, and disciplined, which is good. Now a bit more attention and, oh, that was the best chant. That was one of the best chants.
I love it. Potter's like the United States team isn't special. Ireland loses every week.
No, it's actual football chant. It's a clip on YouTube, and they're in a bus and they're heading towards the game and they're chanting together. You're nothing special. We lose every week. We lose every week. We lose every week.
Nope.
You're nothing special. We lose every week. Which is, the self-deprecating humor that you have when you're at the bottom of the freaking competition every time.
Right.
So, yeah.
I did not think we would end up talking about football on this stream, but you know what? Hey, it's a topic. It's a topic.
It's the Dan effect.
It's also inviting international people while the World Cup is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Football is on my mind.
So, how's England doing in the?
We just progressed earlier on today, so we beat Senegal 3-0. Fairly convincing win.
How's Scotland doing so far? That's a joke, by the way.
They're relaxing at home.
Right. They're having a beer and watching it on TV.
As are the Germans.
Right.
Yeah,
Germans too.
indeed.
Sorry, Matthew, but the Germans are out too.
My childhood best friend was
Well,
German.
he has the
and
French left, right? He's like that
Yeah.
part of
He's
German
French, but
yeah.
he's French German.
The French are doing very good, so.
yeah, they just won today as well, so they'll be playing England next.
Oh,
Well,
that is a match to watch. Sorry, we're talking football now.
53% of my ancestry, my genetic makeup is English, so I have to root for England in that one.
Well, you're the enemy now. I'm going, okay? No.
Yeah, John, you thought that was going to slip past me, huh?
Yeah. So in March, we will get on stream and I will come on and talk about everything under the sun. Just,
Music
the
scores
Raptors.
and why Padme is literally the best.
No, I'm coming on and talking football, American and European, and
you will
even
find
volleyball.
You will find yourself kicked off the stream.
But yeah, so
How dare you.
just to get like all the way back, if you want to have like the Dutch spirit of swearing, which diseases upon people, or
Is
say
what?
that they are disease sufferers, that is the way to go for Dutch swearing.
Right? Like
klere leier is cholera sufferer, and then you have the whole krijg de kleren, which is get cholera. So circle back, that's Dutch swearing. If you want to get to the spirit of Dutch swearing, wish diseases upon people, which is a good thing to do while having conversations about World Cups football.
Right.
Because
I feel like this would only work in Dutch, because if you said something like that in English, it would be just ableist as hell.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah, it was like
it's been ableist as hell in Dutch as well.
Culture.
But, it's the culture.
No,
Ableist.
there's a piece of, I don't know how many of you have seen the TV show Boston Legal. Has anybody watched it? Yeah,
Yes.
John.
20 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Every
long time ago.
6 months.
Yeah, no, I watch it regularly also. And there's a piece of line that the character Alan Shore, played by James Spader, says, which is, in Massachusetts, we have a saying, I hope one day you get horribly sick and die. Until then.
Right. I love it.
I mean, that is very much Dutch spirit right there.
Yeah.
So, which is, yeah.
Isn't so sorry, Tarth. Now I'm gonna be geeking out on Boston Legal. That is the episode
Well,
where
I'm right there with you.
where he's going up against Mr. God, what's his line? You're a hoot. That's what you are.
Oh, Melvin Palmer.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
So
exactly
everybody who doesn't watch Boston Legal right now is like, what are these guys talking about?
What?
Yes, guilty Undertaker. That's with William Shatner as the super lawyer.
He's not a super lawyer, though.
He's Denny
He
Crane.
was at one point.
He was,
Crane.
and now he's like an unhinged. I liked Denny Crane. Don't get me wrong.
Shatner really had to pull out his acting chops for that one.
Yep.
Which actually isn't fair because he is phenomenal in the part, but
Yeah.
but of course he's very unfamiliar with that type of character.
Right.
There's a game you can play revolving William Shatner. It came from a meme, and it's a game that when you say everybody Shatner, you have to overact everything you're doing, which is it's a fun, party thing.
You have to
We're gonna
talk in
do that
weird cadence
next
like
year's
this.
pod.
Overact everything you're doing.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Shatner challenge at the next year's pod.
But no, I have really, like, my memories over the years of watching that show are so fond just because it's one of the few shows that me, my mom, and my dad would sit down and watch, if it was on.
Yeah.
And like even the countless times that I've, rewatched it, if they come into the living room, they're, watching it and cracking up. So yeah, I love that show.
Right on. Kate, can you teach me to swear in Canadian?
No, we're really apologetic. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but I can't tell.
She's gonna blow my mind.
Sorry.
Whenever we say sorry, what we really mean is
Yeah, there can be some passive aggressive stories out there.
Right.
But yeah, no, we stole most of our swear words as a combination from like you and the Brits. So I feel like we're really not unique in that standpoint.
You just add A at the end of everything.
Yeah.
Is the I'm sorry, the passive aggressive I'm sorry, is that like the bless your hearts?
Yeah.
It's the Canadian bless your heart. Yeah.
Yeah, Cassie was right there at the same time.
Didn't see that.
Great minds.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the Quebecois. But basically the only one I know is tabarnak.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Can you provide more context?
If memory serves, it has something to do with sort of like the church. So like a tabernacle. Yeah.
It's a part of the church.
Yeah. It's a part of a church. And so it's sort of like a religious swear.
Okay. All right, cool. So what you're telling me is that Canadians never swear.
Yes,
They
we
only
are
ever
perfect
say
angels.
sorry. Look,
I'm not a potty mouth.
Look.
It's fine.
I have seen hockey games. There is no way you can convince me that there's not swearing in hockey games.
Oh, there is. It's just all like
It's
Americanisms.
only the Americans doing it.
No, it's not the Americans doing it. It's just that all the swear words are the same.
No specialty hockey themed or poutine or like.
Not that are coming to. I didn't prep for this in terms of like
That's
actually
fine.
thinking
That's fine.
Canadians.
Like
That's why I don't play hockey.
half of the fun is putting you on the spot and watching you squirm.
You know that's not how my brain works.
No, there needs to be binders,
Yes.
preparation, color coding.
30 pages of notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is no way.
Cassie
I can't
coming
speak
through
extemporaneously.
again. Fuck you. See, like that. You guys should take Canada. There you go.
Yeah. We have,
all weird.
we have regionalisms and we have colloquialisms and, oh, that'll rattle your chiclets. You know, like we have stuff like that, but it's not generally in the swearing category.
I got you. I mean, every place has its colloquialisms. Even within Canada, I'm sure there's like Vancouver is different than Ottawa.
Yeah.
But that's fun. It would be fun if you had a unique way of swearing, like the Dutch diseased base horrible wishes.
Well, we have like European history. We have like a lot of things to draw upon, and for some reason, when they crossed the Atlantic, they forgot their roots, and yeah, people just don't have those different flavors like that.
Yeah, like my grandparents are Dutch, and they never taught me a single Dutch swear word, so I just absorbed all the ones I saw on television from the Americans. There might be some that I don't even know about.
I'll teach you later. If there's, I'll go through all the ones I know.
Or maybe
And
I'll
you were
start
in
my
the
own.
military, so you know.
I know a couple good ones. Ooh, I know some good ones. Yeah.
Maybe I'll like try to make something catch on where it's just like, I hope it's -40 where you are.
Right.
Which is a good way to go, because that's Celsius, Fahrenheit, no matter what.
Celsius or Fahrenheit, yeah.
Definitely Celsius, way colder. But yeah, something along the lines of, I hope your car gets snowed in. I hope your igloo collapses.
Igloo.
Stuff like that. Yeah. We
I
all
love
live in
it.
igloos, didn't you know that?
Of course. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Take a vacation
I
to
hope-
the Hudson Bay.
I hope you get headbutted by a moose.
Right.
Good one.
That is
Moose
so
related.
There you go.
Yeah.
I hope your
I mean,
pooping
those
stinks.
terrifying creatures, and they just walk around, and they're huge.
Yeah, they're terrifying and huge, but if you ever actually see a moose walk, it is the most goofy looking dumb because they
Long legs, yes. Long,
but it's
thin legs.
because their feet will sink in the top layer of permafrost, and so they look hilarious. I love
Plus,
them.
they have the derpiest faces. Like, that is peak derpness. That moose face. That is just
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap with New England and Canada. So,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Egg is not wrong. You could become quite famous by making the first Canadian insult.
yes, I'm sure that in this year of 2022, I will be treading entirely new ground there. No one has done it.
Yeah.
To go coldly where no woman has gone before.
Zamboni.
Get Zamboni. You really don't want that. Those things are big.
Yeah, I saw it in Deadpool. It wasn't pretty.
It reminds me of the scene about out of Roger Rabbit. It's not a Zamboni, but it's quite similar, I think.
Yeah. Get real messy. But then the good thing is that the Zamboni would just clear up the mess right away because that's
That is.
kind of it's full of hot water.
So at this point, I'm gonna like grab the conversation and push it in a slightly different direction, because not only is it my birthday tomorrow, but it's kind of the channel's birthday too. Here Be Dragons became Here Be Dragons just within a few weeks of my actual birthday. It's been 3 years now, y'all. 3 years this channel has lived in this form with John and me and Nessie as the hosts. And
I was just telling somebody the other day that I was talking about sort of me being shy and coming out of my shell, and it's like the past 2 years have been revolutionary for me, and now you're coming at me with this 3 year marker. I'm like, oh god.
Isn't that right though? Wasn't it? Yes, it was 2019.
Yeah, it was,
because it was BC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, BC, definitely.
No, Aaron, we got him to commit to not shave it to the end. He did it for my birthday. He did it for my birthday.
Hashtag beard.
I certainly didn't do it for you, Aaron. I can guarantee you that.
Right.
We're in here now. Hashtag Team Beard.
Also, Aaron, if Paul's there. Hi, Paul. Hi, Aaron. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I wore my I find your lack of beard disturbing shirt. So
I didn't pluck my chin the whole freaking week. So
thank you, Julie. I appreciate that too.
Yeah, I should have left my beard. Damn.
Mhm.
What was I thinking?
But
I mean,
um,
somebody
yeah.
has to rep the female dwarves. So
right.
I am a dwarf, so there's that.
I always pictured you as more of like a gnome, Kate. You have that bubbly personality.
too bubbly to be a
Gnome
dwarf.
or halfling.
Yeah. Definitely more of a hobbit, probably, than
Yeah.
a dwarf. But I do still appreciate the dwarves. You're going to have to toss me.
Nobody tosses a dwarf. Oh.
But so yeah, it's been 3 years that you've been doing this, and it kind of amazes me. I started doing stuff before that, and it was kind of irregularly spaced, and it was often me scrambling to find someone to come talk with me about something. Getting co-hosts is the best thing I ever did. Because man, it's just nice to feel like somebody's going to be there no matter what. But like the whole point of the channel in the early days was to like meet people, nerdy people who were kind-hearted the way I kind of am. Like, I'm a big softie, y'all know this, and I wanted to meet and connect with those people. And here we are 3 years later, and I couldn't be happier with the results. That's not true. I could be happier, but like there are some pretty extreme set of circumstances. Like John, if you win the lottery and sort of like create the Here Be Dragons commune, and we all live together and watch movies and listen to film scores and play D&D, like that is better than what we.
I thought you were going to say, John, if you weren't here, it'd be better.
So if you won the lottery, did all that, and then left, that would be ideal.
Well, I'm glad you're giving me having me win the lottery in that scenario.
Well,
Yeah,
come on.
why does John get the lottery? What is this?
I mean, yeah. I like, please.
I could use
I
it.
volunteer as tribute. I volunteer as tribute.
I mean, no, I need that money to invest so I can make movies. And
Right.
go off to Hollywood.
Yeah.
I will get you an investment fund for movies, no problem. I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, we'll just start a production company too. Like whoever wins the lottery will.
Definitely.
Yeah.
HBD Films.
Mm-hmm.
I have got. Hold on. I have to address something that's happening in the chat. Apparently, Matthew has school in a few hours.
Oh, yes. I mean,
Matthew,
it is one.
it's bound to be like
almost one.
1 in the morning where you are. If you've got school, like, don't
You have
stay
to
out
be there
for
first
me.
hour. 'Cause,
I'm not that interesting. I really do appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you wanting to hang out. But I'm also not your dad, so do what you want.
Yeah. Let's have you the first few periods off or something. That's fine. I mean,
he's heartbroken in the chat. It's kind of funny.
no.
Their friendship that they have, actually.
That's where I'm at
Cassie
with,
and Matthew. They're really
I'm
cute.
with Aaron. Maybe we can just let Matthew determine what he's going to do with his own dang life.
Yeah,
But
I
I love
mean,
you, buddy. And if you got school in the morning, sleep might not be the worst idea.
yeah, but there were plenty of us who ignored that
Also-
bit of advice
For losers.
growing up.
Called out.
So I'm actually going to ask each of you a question. We're kind of getting close to maybe a mid-roll, so I'm going to kind of go around and ask each of you a question. And it's going to be the same question, but we're going to start right there. Trish,
Okay. Yes.
what's the best thing you watched this year?
Best thing I watched this
Or
year.
maybe what's your favorite thing you watched this year? Because those really are two different questions.
Oh my god. When you put me on the spot like that, now it's just like a total blank. What did I watch?
Then we will rotate clockwise. Mistress of the House of Books.
I am shockingly behind on the nerd stuff. Like I still haven't finished Hot D or
Hot D, that's it. Oh my god.
Okay, I got one vote Hot D. One vote Hot D.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with something else, and I'm gonna say Ted Lasso. Like, oh my god, that show
on my
is
list. It's on
phenomenal. Like, it is funny, it is heartwarming, it is everything you could want a television show. So
I have heard that you don't need to be like a soccer football fan to enjoy the show. It
helps if you're not, actually, I would say. Like,
Dan picks it apart.
The football side of it is like very unrealistic, but it is a really good show.
Yeah. Dan picked something apart. That's not right.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. It's more about the emotional core and the characters than the football. The football is actually just sort of like, oh, look, we finally had a game.
Dan, what about you? What's your favorite thing you watched this year?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say the final season of Better Call Saul was really, really good. I really enjoyed that show. It was a really worthy successor to Breaking Bad, which was a phenomenal show in the first place, and established and built the world out even more than it was. And just had a great conclusion, and just very interesting cinematically the way it was made. So I'm gonna say, like, quality-wise, that was probably my favorite thing. But also, as a massive Trekkie, I really, really enjoyed Strange New Worlds a lot as well.
I also enjoyed Strange New Worlds.
And I'm really, really optimistic about the rest of that show. So probably those two. Hot D was also really good. And I have to say, I enjoyed Hot D more than I enjoyed Rings of Power. But sometimes it's like that.
Yeah. How about you, Julie?
Well, it's difficult. I was in a D&D binge, so definitely I think I would mention Legend of Vox Machina because it was fun to me. With Hot D, I felt a bit like a hostage situation because it's a tragedy, it's not my thing, but I did want that information that was in there. And I enjoyed Rings of Power a lot as a terrific piece of fan fiction. And Sauron is hot. That is fun. So I know that it's a controversial opinion, but I just enjoyed it. It was a fun counterpart to, like, when Hot D is all tragedy, there's a spark of hope in the other show, which I appreciated. I needed that during Hot D. A bit of but yeah, no, Legend of Vox Machina, I think, because that was totally like everything. It was awesome about it. And I was a big fan. I watched the whole first campaign of Critical Role, and that I made it into an animated show was pretty awesome. So
yeah, I enjoyed Vox Machina a lot as well. If you haven't seen it, it's a sort of D&D themed game, but you don't need to know anything about Dungeons and Dragons to enjoy it. It's just fun and funny and good characters, and yeah. Kartik, how about you? Favorite thing you've seen this year? Sandman. Yeah,
Sandman.
Some love for Sandman in the chat too.
But yep. No, I mean, I read the comics a long time ago, and I'm really in love with the comics of Sandman, and just seeing it come to life in, a really, really good adaptation. If you've read the comics, those comics just seem absolutely impossible to adapt on screen, and they did such a good job. So Sandman through and through.
Yeah, agreed. Sandman was also very, very good. We did a stream on it month and a half ago or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
John? I think I know your answer.
Well, there's been some mentions of like I'm very conflicted, but some of the stuff has already been mentioned. I'm going to give my number one to Andor.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Which is a tough decision because for the longest time this year, Sandman was my like undisputed number one. But god damn, Andor was just so great, and it's kind of the Star Wars show I've been waiting for. And I think there's been a lot of sort of bad takes around what made that show so great. Like yes, it was refreshing that there were no like Jedi and and it's more sort of human focused and that type. But that's like I think you could have made something just as gripping with those elements. It was the writing and the acting and the direction and and all that stuff. It was just a supremely well made show. I'm not talking any spoilers, Aaron. I'm not going to get into any of that. The other two would definitely be Sandman, obviously, as I mentioned, which was the surprise of the year for me because I've never read like the comics or anything like that. So this was me getting into that story for the first time, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And the other one is Rings of Power, the officially sanctioned adaptation, The Rings of Power.
This is not the place to the argument, but I'm glad you both have said your piece at least out loud.
Which is funny because I think if you asked me while I was watching the season whether I preferred House of the Dragon or Rings of Power, I might have said House of the Dragon at first, but Rings of Power is the one that stuck with me more, maybe because it's not so depressing. I loved House of the Dragon, especially episode 8, but Rings of Power just like it brought a lot of stuff back to me at a time when that's what I needed. Won't go into the details, you all know about all that stuff, but I needed some hope and optimism, and that's what Rings of Power brought to me. And I just thought it was a beautiful show, beautiful performances. Yes, good writing. I'm not gonna get into a fight with anybody, but and most of all, of course, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say it. A freaking gorgeous musical score.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I didn't narrow down to one thing. I said 4 things. So sorry.
That's fine. I
just want to point out that I agree with John on Rings of Power.
Yeah.
I liked Rings of Power. I just didn't love it as much as some of the other things I've seen this year.
Yeah, but for me, okay, so number one.
I thought it was fine. It just wasn't like what I wanted. It's funny hearing John talk about it so glowingly now, because for the longest time in the build-up to Rings of Power,
I know
you were so skeptical, and I was kind of cautiously optimistic.
He does that. He gets bent out of shape over stuff that hadn't happened yet. I love you, buddy. But for me,
it's because I hold Lord of the Rings so near and dear to my heart that
I get it.
I'm very naturally very protective over it. And so yeah, but I'm overjoyed that
it makes it funnier if it feels like it's stupid. Stop. Okay, so my favorite thing I watched this year, one person agreed with me in the chat. Only one. And it was Egg. Arcane. Arcane blew my whole freaking mind when I watched that show. Nothing else, but if you haven't seen Arcane, it's on Netflix. Go watch Arcane. It will blow your whole freaking mind.
I'm surprised you didn't say Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It's way up there. It's way up there because that movie did sort of like seed change the way I thought about myself even, but something about Arcane, it was just Jess has seen it, Cassie's seen it, Egg's seen it, and it's a whole other level of animated storytelling that man, it was so good.
And Blue, for you and me, I'm also gonna toss in the Northman.
Yes, I'm sorry. Like my brain just was not working there at that moment. I was like, wake up!
I am with you on purpose.
Alexander Skarsgård, I'm always there for.
Yeah, that was great. And I would say the Batman was.
Yes,
I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's you. Technically, Arcane came out like basically a year ago, but I didn't watch it till this year, so it still works.
I don't remember anything that happened before June, so.
Well, yeah, it's funny. Like we were posting pictures on Twitter of like not just Ice and Fire Con, but HereBeCon, and I'm like, that was this year. That feels
HereBeCon was January.
It's been a really long year.
It has. But highlight of the year, HereBeCon. HereBeCon. Yeah.
Yes.
It was amazing, y'all. It was amazing. I know.
Oh, y'all was such a
couldn't make it.
I know. We might be looking with rose-tinted glasses.
We might be. There was some stuff that happened at HereBeCon that was less than perfect. I'm gonna say that as well.
Like Blue was my roommate, which was amazing. John was a total badass, which was amazing. And
yeah, that stuff went considerably better than it did in Williamsburg later in the year. I'll just say that.
Yeah, and of course, HereBeCon gave us the immortal Rate This Banana.
Rate This Banana.
Oh my god, the Rate This Banana was weird. I think it was Rate This Banana also the Midnight Lasagna crew.
I mean, Midnight Lasagna came about during HereBeCon as well, but yeah, we in our Slack group, for those of you that don't know, we have a channel called Rate This Banana because we bought a bunch of bananas and one of them was this weird banana, and I don't remember who created the channel to begin with, but now any banana related content.
Wait, hold on. I have a picture. I'll be right back.
I think it was Laura that asked that the banana should be.
Yeah, I feel like it might have been William even.
Or was it Kelly?
It might have been Kelly.
I don't know.
But, Laura says it was Kelly.
Kelly, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so now all banana related content from anywhere on the internet that anyone finds ends up there. It's fun. It's stupid.
It was a blast though. I was the typhoid Mary in the situation. I brought COVID into the party, which was fun. But I still maintain that I won that day together with Stephen, Laura, and William at main event.
Yeah, when we played Pirate Cooking. Pirate Cooking.
So you were secretly cursing us in Dutch, basically.
Yes. 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 That exactly. That's why I prefer Typhoid Mary to Patient Zero. Patient Zero is boring. Typhoid Mary has some theater. Sorry.
Right. Well, you know what, guys? Let me do a mid-roll real quick because I do have to make sure that I tell people to like and subscribe and all that stuff because this is still a YouTube channel. And I also need to make sure that I shout out our patrons because they are some fantastic, wonderful, awesome people.
Should I share a couple of pictures?
Okay, you know what? Yeah, throw up some pictures while I am thanking our patrons. So our Patreon, they're all dragons, believe it or not. I mean, it's the Here Be Dragons channel. It shouldn't surprise you that all of our patrons are actually actual dragons, including the great Wyrms, Ridiculous Ed Tollett, our alpha patron, as well as Lord John Bronsteen the Wise, legendary, great Wyrms, powerful dragons. Also, but they're not the only ones. They're just the most powerful. But there's also, there's several elder dragons that are our patrons as well, including the Cloaked One of the Underworld, Ryan Stavka, the Russian Quartermaster, Reflective Rambling, Arch-Maester Emma, a certain Kate, Mistress of the House of Books, who is on this very stream. John, we're going to have to wait on pictures because I got to reminisce.
Okay.
Jared.
Could you skip that first one, please?
Doctor
Just
of
say-
Dragons. More.
Okay.
Hold on, guys. I'm in the middle of Patreon shout-outs. Y'all can't talk right now. Jared Kozal, Doctor of Dragons, Lady Maura of Starfall, and Lady Rita the Unbound. Thank you, patrons. Okay, discuss.
That was a very unflattering angle of me. First picture. It was like,
Okay.
oh, fuck.
All right, but I put it up because it's a group. I mean, it doesn't have me.
Put
'cause
it
I was
up.
taking
I will
the
just
picture.
not say which one I am.
Right. So this is us setting up to save Santa Claus from ice trolls and frost goblins, and the
And the
whole
freaking
party
white
is
dragon.
trying to invade. Like, this is Santa's workshop. You can see the big machinery and conveyor belts in the middle, and all the dice are representing little frost goblins. And everybody here is playing together, and there were 9 people as players. So I think what we're seeing is one person taking the picture, and then everybody else who was.
Yeah, and Kelly's right next to me, so you can't see her either.
Is that her mohawk? You can see right at the bottom.
Yes, like
Yes.
right there at the bottom right, you can see Kelly's hair poofing up.
And also very amazing player, Betsy, HBD Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's Mom right there in the middle at the
Yep.
back.
Okay, and this a lot of you will have seen on Twitter. This is when
Yeah.
I had just gotten there, and I was so happy to see all of you, and especially my brother Steven.
What a great picture that is.
Yeah,
It
I
hides,
love it.
it hides my gut pretty well. Black is slimming.
It's a fun picture. It's a lot of fun.
and now these are the other two are the reason why I went ahead and did this. The first one is while I may have been under the influence of something. I think you can see in my eyes that I'm just really relaxed.
Yes.
That is shall we say, a happy John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I loved it.
And then while I'm still feeling the effects the next day and the whole banana thing is going on.
Yes. Oh yes, with the hat.
The hat just makes it.
Hold on.
You can see the banana shape. It's so weird.
Yeah, I had a very, very good
Put the
time.
picture back up, John. Put the picture back up.
Oh my god.
Okay, now take it down. There you go.
There it is.
Oh, it's the green
Green
screen. Green screen. Hold on.
This has happened before. How did you not know that was going to happen?
Oh yeah. I can't hardly wear the flower crown on green screen.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's the very hat.
Yeah. Which I
The very hot,
Hat. The very
Hot.
same hat.
the very same hot.
Yeah. What you said. There we go.
The derby.
I at first I was like when we got the hat, at first it was like
I have said the exact same thing whilst high before, so
I mean, I believe you, Kelly. I was there. I have not seen the banana, but I was there.
we
So
have
I have
photographic
not-
proof.
Yeah.
But yeah, Here We Con was a real highlight of the whole year. We also did a lot of us were also at
Ice and Fire Con.
Ice and Fire Con. John and Kate and I were all there, as well as several other people who were in the chat. Egg was there.
Laura,
Jeff was there for part of it.
briefly.
Laura was there for sure. Laura was
William
at
and
Here
Kelly.
We Con also. But yeah, like what a year of like actually connecting to to the fan community in a way that we'd never done before. It was amazing. It really was.
Well, and that's why it's so funny that now I'm thinking about how long it feels the year has been, because before this year, it just felt like an eternity was going by with so many of us not getting to actually meet in person. And I know that, Here We Con wasn't perfect, but like it was so cathartic after all that time. I think you can see in that one picture, I was just like in tears, just so happy to see so many of you. And like what that picture doesn't capture is the lead up to it when Stephen, when your mom was driving me from the airport and, you guys had a long procession walking to meet me as I got out of the car. It was just such a joyous experience. And like, again, this year has not been great, but like there have been some really amazing bright spots, and you guys were at the center of them.
Oh, bright spots reminds me of Beth. Also, shout out to Betsy, because airport to the place, that was amazing.
I was about to say Betsy was the real MVP of Here Be Con.
She really was. I told her as much. I told her as much too. Ma really was like key player in making everything run smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I did the like planning, but she was there in the trenches because people had to get picked up from the airport. Some people had to stay at my house because that's where everybody was gathering. Anyway, but yeah, Ma, you're a rock star. She's not watching right now. It's football season. She doesn't watch when she can watch American football, but
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah. Also, yes, and I also wanted to mention Ice and Fire Con because my favorite picture maybe ever taken of me was taken at Ice and Fire Con. And let me see. I'm trying to find it somewhere on my computer. Keep talking. I'm doing poorly.
Okay, I just was relying on this stream to keep me awake until Goose Goose Duck, but okay. No.
Oh, R.I.P. to John's orange juice at Ice and Fire Con.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, the orange juice that committed suicide.
It was murder.
God. Oh my God, I didn't hear this story.
Yeah, when we got where we were going, John, we had stopped and got so much groceries, more than we needed really. But we got a lot of groceries on the way to Ice and Fire Con, and kind of crammed it all in the back of the SUV that was picking us up. And when we got there, one of John's orange juices decided.
Open up the trunk. Guess what comes tumbling out just by coincidence?
It was a setup, right?
Yeah.
It was a hit job.
Yes.
I was on the road with Laura. I drove in with her from Jersey, and I just get a picture on my phone of orange juice all over the parking lot, and just like Stephen's legs. I was like, what happened? And they're like, can you get John some more orange juice?
Oh my God. John freaking out. No orange juice.
Oh my God. And that it was the worst because I've been having all kinds of dental problems all year. So I had like this really bad case of like dry mouth the whole weekend. And the only thing that was helping was the orange juice. So I was drinking about 20 times as much orange juice as I normally do. So it just fed into the whole thing.
That seems impossible.
Yeah, how did you not just like spontaneously combust from too much liquid?
Yeah, Aaron opened the trunk. I'm the one that packed it. So Aaron and I conspired against John to murder his orange juice.
Did he shave the beard before the con?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, that's your mistake there, John.
No, because I'm not gonna
wear a mask.
Yeah, no,
but like
the mask would have been unbearable. If I had a beard.
I'm just looking at the one who opened the trunk, so I am getting a motive there.
Yep.
Like,
motive.
I don't know who would
By
mess
the
with
way-
John's orange juice on purpose, because that's just asking to get
I
smothered
know,
with a pillow
like,
when you're asleep.
he
You
would-
know?
He would break up with me, and it would be the end. That would be the true end. By the way, I did find the picture. This is maybe my favorite picture of me that has ever been taken. I love
Yes.
this picture so hard.
Karaoke.
It was karaoke. I believe this is Aaron's picture. Aaron M, I think, in the chat. My conspirator to murder John's orange juice is also the one.
Hey.
I think this was Aaron. Am I right,
But-
Aaron?
But who is the person in the purple with the green kilt?
I don't know. Somebody
That
singing
is an
karaoke.
interesting color combination.
That's a good question. What's that?
I mean, I don't
think,
want to shame anyone, but it is an interesting color combination. It's a look.
I think the shirt is gray and he's got purple light on him.
Ah, okay. That's better. Sorry.
No, it's
it's-
such a fan. Stephen, I love that picture too.
I
It's
love it
just-
too. Like it's one of my just favorites.
Well, because it just captures the feel that the whole weekend was, and
Mhm. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Go to Ice and Fire Con. Go to a convention where you get to hang out with your friends. It'll change your life.
A bunch of us already have our tickets for next year.
I do.
like I kept telling people, like, I actually went to parties,
Right.
and
It was
like socialized.
and stayed out till like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
I would.
I
I think I
forgot.
would be remiss if I didn't mention MegaCon Orlando that John and I went to.
Oh,
because that
otherwise known as
that was a freaking nightmare.
it was a
The
disaster.
Great Standing Line event.
Oh my god.
It was
Like, yes, I'm going to rant about this again. Like, they advertised it as, a package autograph deal where what everybody understood was that if you stood in line you bought the package for the Hobbit actors, Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Billy Boyd, and Dominic Monaghan for their autographs. If you bought the package, you were going to get their autographs at one time. So it was going to be like a line that, you'd hit each of the actors. No, what it turned out being was that you had to wait in one line individually for each actor. It took up my entire Saturday and Sunday. It was
felt
awful.
so
Not
bad.
worth it. Not worth it. Sorry, John. Not worth it.
It felt so bad because I kept going, finding him in the line. I'm like, can I bring you water? Can I bring you some food? Can I because we had no cell phone service in there, or it wasn't really like we couldn't talk to each other at all. Like, unless I physically went up to him.
Yeah.
Like, the weather was terrible. We lost the car in the gigantic parking lot. We're running around in the rain. Everything like that could go wrong went wrong. But we did get to go see the evening thing show with the Hobbits, and they're on stage and they're doing a audience Q&A, and that was fun. But like the saving grace of everything that went wrong was when we just got back to the hotel or to a restaurant and we could just talk, and that was the best time.
Like, John.
Yeah.
That's
What
why
did
I
you eat at
think
that restaurant?
That's why I think HerbieCon is the way to go. Forget all the other
It
stuff.
was we got our authentic Italian at Olive Garden.
Okay. Kate, Laura, cover your ears.
Or was it Carrabba's?
It was Carrabba's.
It was Carrabba's.
Yeah,
I'm just used to the Olive Garden joke, but
and
of course Laura will say
it's same difference.
Same picture.
Right.
Oh,
And
but
and then
Olive Garden-
when
No,
we
they-
found the car, and then when we found the car and actually got to go back to the hotel and put some dry clothes on, the only place that was open the next night was a Denny's, and that's where we.
What do you got?
Denny's ain't
no.
bad though.
No, it was like, I was thankful actually. I said that the line debacle took up my whole Saturday and Sunday, and it's not entirely true. took up about half of Sunday, so I still miraculously had time to walk the floor and get like. I actually picked up some other autographs from people who like I went right up and got their autographs, and then I also did a lot of like shopping for like comics and art and stuff like that. So it wasn't like Saturday was the awful day.
You know what I was supposed to do? Somebody asked me to post my Venmo and PayPal, and I still haven't done that. Should I do that?
Yeah. Maybe
Fine.
people want to give you birthday gifts.
Right. I'm pretty sure that's what it was for, but like...
I mean, never say no to birthday gifts.
Never say no to birthday gifts. Like, I am not the kind of person to do, you know me, but like...
I mean, I'm Dutch. I will say never say no to birthday gifts.
Count.
So
I don't know why that's a Dutch thing, but yeah.
Okay, so...
Like Dutch, like if you want, you give me free stuff. Yes, please. Give me free stuff.
I feel like that's a universal. But yeah.
I thought we were famous for that. I don't know. Being like, oh no, that is cheap. Being cheap. That is.
I don't even remember. Somebody say something interesting though, because here's the thing: you guys are all interesting.
I don't know about that.
Kate, how's the podcast going?
It's going. We just recorded an episode before this, actually. I sort of pitched it to Laura as, then I only have to be camera ready once this weekend.
Right?
Yeah. It'll be, what, our 5th episode? 6th episode? Something like that?
Number 5.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it is 6.
I should know this, but I just don't.
I'm still one behind.
Yeah, there are lots of spoilers. How are you doing with catching up on the show?
I'm behind because I am a father.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Also, Wednesday came out this week, and I watched it all. Has anybody seen Wednesday yet? Anybody else seen Wednesday?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, fair enough. I like
But
it.
I'm definitely going to watch it because Wednesday Addams, yes, she is amazing. I love Wednesday Addams. With her doll, Marie Antoinette, which is always fun to me as someone who is a bit of a history buff. I like the whole, historic jokes. Yes.
Overall, I thought it was actually very good. It is kind of got that CW teen drama thing a little bit, and you can't replace Christina Ricci, but man, Jenna Ortega is really, I love what she's doing with the character. Yeah, see, she on the same page with me.
I'm just generally behind.
Yeah, well, me too.
All I do is watch Gilmore Girls these days.
Tell people why they should watch Gilmore Girls.
Ooh,
Right.
Why
should I watch Gilmore Girls? I'm already watching it a little bit.
I'm in season 4. So.
Yeah, Dan and I are in season 4 at the moment, which is my favorite season. So I think the number one reason is definitely the writing. It's just incredibly smart and detailed. There's no show like it. It's so funny, and there are so many cultural references, including nerdy things that like I didn't even start appreciating until I got into this community and started catching up on all that stuff. So, and I catch more every time. I've watched the show countless times. I literally have no idea how many times I've seen it through, and I still pick up something new every single time. So it's just so layered and interesting, and the family dynamics at the core are so captivating. They are so relatable in a lot of ways.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think it's a great show, and Dan agrees with me. So, as does Laura.
The generational aspect to the way that the drama is written is really interesting, because it's about 3 generations of a family, basically, and it's about a young mother bringing up a daughter who is very gifted and intelligent and educated, but she's a single mother. She has her own business stuff going on. She has like her own relationships with the community that she's in. And there's this very difficult parents that she has who are incredibly narcissistic and kind of shallow. And so it's seeing her resolve her problems with her own childhood, but also raising a child at the same time. And so I think a lot of people can relate to the family aspect. And yeah, the dialogue is just very, very clever.
Yeah.
And yes, what's just for Lauren Graham? Yes.
Yeah,
she
I was
keeps
gonna
getting
mention-
more and more beautiful as the seasons go on.
You don't think it's possible, but it's true. Yeah.
I do believe I was talking with Laura after I watched. I've seen the first 2 episodes. I'm still behind. Don't ask. I don't want to dig into it. I'm catching up soon. But yeah, I one of the early things I said was Lorelai is extremely hot.
Yes. You did mention the thirst.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
you
is on
did say
brand.
that.
Yeah.
And she gets even hotter, as I just said. Like,
Right.
So is the Thirst channel now full of that?
Eventually it will be.
Hi, Eastland Burkholder. I don't know who you are, but thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate it. I really do. I really do. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna continue watching, and I'm glad to hear that you and Laura have like it's rolling, it's going, you're doing the thing. I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah. One of the first times I was on your channel, you were like, "So Kate, when are you starting a channel?" And I was like, "Never."
Yeah.
And then here I am.
And,
It just
and
took
it turns
finding
out
like
you
the
were
right.
lying the whole time.
You need to find the right drunken cupcake.
Yes, you need to find the right podcast partner and the right like hook for exactly what you want to do before you can really take the dive. And we did. So it's just a matter of time.
Is Sean Gunn in later Gilmore Girls?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes. Like I think by season 4, he's like a title character.
Craglin.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, John. And we all know you're kind of a little uncultured, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you get around to me for like, what do I want to impart? I have this really interesting article written by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I will fight you.
Yeah, it's. Hold on. Huh. There it is. Bam. Now. Okay,
Yes.
now we can start enjoying ourselves.
That's what you get.
I didn't see that coming.
I have the power. Of course, you do too. Actually, John, you and I both have the power.
Yeah, but I thought I'd go ahead and.
Let me get away with it for my
Yeah.
birthday. Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you.
Nothing but nice things about the MCU on Steven's birthday.
Yeah, just one day a year. One day a year. That's
So in
all.
other words, I should say nothing.
Right.
If I may add to the pile of things to watch,
Yeah.
I am 2 episodes into 1899 and I am hooked.
I've heard
Like,
good things.
And everybody who I've talked to who has already watched it all the way through said they loved it. So I am super excited.
Yeah, I mean it's on the list.
Yeah. There's so many things.
There is. There's next like the list can like as something comes off, 3 more things go on. No. I don't worry about ever finishing the list. I just worry about what's at the top.
Prioritizing is the best way to go. Yes.
I think right now that is episode 3 of the Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
Hi, Lady Thistle. I'm so happy to see you. I met Lady Thistle at Ice and Fire Con, and she was rad. And hi, I'm glad you came by for my birthday. I appreciate it. Dan, can you teach me to swear in Quenya now?
There is no real swear words in Quenya, so
Can you
not
tell
really.
me how to say catch cholera in Quenya?
No, I don't believe the cholera exists in Miller. So,
Well, there's a
there isn't like
Are
Is there a
diseases-
disease?
Is there disease in Middle Earth?
Is there what? Sorry.
Is there
Disease?
disease in Middle Earth?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. There's a couple of instances where plagues spread across the landscape in various parts of the lore. So yeah, it's kind of hinted that they come from areas like Mordor or Angband, and that they've deliberately been spread as part of some sort of nefarious plan by the Dark Powers. But yes, there is.
So do you have a word for that? Because we in Dutch have like a thing also, get plague is also a thing, or plague and another one which I don't know the English name of, but it's a combination of that. So do you have the word for that plague in that language? Because then you can get maybe to a Dutch swear word. It's like swearing in Dutch tradition in that.
See, Egg's got the right idea. Get Grayscale.
Yes,
I love
that's it. That's it. Yes. Egg is doing it. Yay.
I mean, isn't the Middle Earth word for plague just Feanor?
Feanor. You know what's really funny is that y'all have heard me say this before. Like, I learned what an orc was from Dungeons and Dragons, not from Tolkien. You know, I heard the word halfling before I heard the word hobbit. It just was my introduction. I was very young when I started playing D&D, and I was not social enough to even have nerd friends to suggest the Lord of the Rings. If you get where I'm going, you know.
You had nerd friends to play D&D with, so
I do now, and I have nerd friends to play, to talk Tolkien with as well. The whole reason I started this YouTube channel, because I didn't, even at 40 something years old, didn't have those friends in my day-to-day life. But yeah, I just the Lord of the Rings is so foundational to D&D in a way that's really hard to fully articulate. And anybody that knows me well knows that eventually every conversation I have will eventually turn back to Dungeons and Dragons.
As evidenced.
As evidenced by this conversation. Yeah, I know you've got like Julie was showing her JRRT tat, and Dan's got the Elven script there. What's it say, Dan?
It says Eyrie Entulava, which is a line from the Silmarillion, which means like day shall come again. Like, so it's like a message of hope.
Right. The sun will come out tomorrow. You can bet your bottom dollar. Never mind.
Yeah, there's an awesome story in the Silmarillion about this human warrior who is like the last man standing in a battle, and he shouts that every time he kills an orc, like as he's making his last stand, basically. And it says in the Silmarillion that he shouts that like over 100 times. So he just massacres tons of orcs and just keeps like hollering that same line. I actually, when I got the tattoo of that I got it in Ontario. And so we filmed a little video of me getting that tattoo. There wasn't enough usable footage for me to really like edit together or something I could use for a video on my channel, but that was the plan.
It was really hard to film in there without getting the artist in every shot, just the angle, and there was like a ring light in the way. It's bad.
Yeah.
I
mean, tattoos are usually not set up for like filming. It
was just a walk-in as well, so we couldn't give them prior warning.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it was like out in the open, and it was very loud, and there were like 5 people getting tattooed within a 20-foot radius. It was wild.
But it is nice that we've got that as just like a kind of recollection, because that's my first tattoo, and I'm definitely going to get more now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole addictive tattoo thing.
Yeah, like 5 minutes later, he was like, "I can't wait for the next one."
You know what's? It's weird because it's that endorphins that come. I think is a body response to the low level of pain associated with actually getting the tattoo. Like your body tries to fight that with a slow drip of endorphins.
Yeah, you get high.
At the end of it, you've just been feeding on endorphins for a couple hours.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird experience, but there's also like the body art aspect of it. Like changed something that like you have no basic control over, like how you are a human, you get onto the world, this is your body, congratulations, or accept it, deal with it,
Can't change it.
and then it's like a way to just do something else with it, because why, like there's all that blank canvas, like why not just put some pictures on it? It's fun.
Yeah. A little like visual representation of yourself somewhere on your body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have
Which
8,
is-
so
Yeah,
unrelatable.
I have a few tats myself.
I don't know. I lose count, but not that many that I have to count in hours or something.
Yeah, usually I imagine you're somewhere around the 30 to 40 mark.
No.
Not that,
I'm mid, like around mid 20 now.
okay, 25 maybe. I got you.
Yeah, around that number. I mean,
John, how many
not
tattoos do you
finished.
have? Okay, next Con. Not only are we playing the stupid like William Shatner thing, but John, we're shaving your arm and we're giving you one of those, like a full temporary tattoo.
Yes,
Temporary.
I don't even want a temporary one.
We'll get him some ink box.
Oh,
and try
just
it out.
don't fall asleep around people.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a few
No.
boxes lying around. I've got like one of those Targaryen symbols. Could try that out.
I mean, you could also go crazy with henna. It's also fun.
Oh, look, I'm not going to do anything to John in his sleep or something like that. You know, that's there's a line. There's a line.
There is definitely a line.
But I will.
John, don't let them bully you. I don't have any tattoos either.
I
don't
will,
either.
however, buy the temporary tattoo ahead of time and puppy dog eyes you.
No,
You get him one of those T-shirts that just have it on the sleeves.
No, my
Oh,
dad
yeah.
got a
Like,
my dad
oh my
got a Gandalf tattoo on him, so I don't have to. That counts. It even says John underneath. So
Oh,
Oh,
Who said
That's
get
really
one of those like shirts that just looks like you have the? Yeah, Kate, I think you've nailed it.
yeah.
Mhm.
And like that sweep of vicarious tattooing is not a thing. Doesn't let you off the hook.
Nah, if someone doesn't want a tattoo, that is.
So did I mention that I can't make it to any conventions this year?
I think egg is going the right way. Yeah.
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 Because that is when you say, yeah, why the hell not? It's fun. And then you wake up and it's like, what?
Yeah, the orange
OJ
juice is
tattoo.
going to be the least of your problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Get the Simply Orange logo tattooed
Yeah,
somewhere. Get a tramp stamp of the Simply
Yeah,
Orange.
Tropicana across his butt cheek.
Maybe they'll pay you a ton of money to do it.
Yep.
But
It doesn't hurt to
Just
ask.
A
That's all I'm
just a
saying.
tattoo made out of orange juice, so I can just.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
scratch and sniff.
I was thinking sweet or dude, but okay.
Dude. Sweet.
Dude.
Yeah.
Over his heart.
An orange heart, which means he also supports the Dutch team.
Like that super classic tattoo style where like usually it's a heart, but this time it's an orange with a banner.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Arrow.
Yeah, okay, so in the lead up to this whole stream, I was having conversations with different people, and at some point, I realized I don't know nearly enough about legendary pop superstar Cher, and I have a friend who kind of knows a lot about that. So, if to whom it may concern, why is Cher so awesome?
I think her music is just like has a timeless quality, and she is able to reinvent herself throughout the decades. She has not been popular at all times, but she's had endurance she has a really great fan base of gay men, which helps a lot. So that is yeah. So she's just amazing, and she's a phenomenal actress, and so
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was just too funny not to throw up. I don't mean to interrupt you. So I
am going to freaking try to draw that tattoo though.
I grew up in a world where we had Cher from like, Sonny and Cher show. Oh, look at that! Look at that. So I knew her as like, I got you, babe, and that sort of thing. And then I saw Mermaids. And I was
Mermaids! I love
Mermaids. Wait a minute. This lady's got a lot of talent beyond just. Because I was still pretty young when that film came out, and I honestly watched it because I liked Winona Ryder, you know. Mm-hmm. But it also introduced me to Christina Ricci, and it also made me realize that Cher is a multi-talented artist. And you're right. So that was kind of one reinvention. The if I could turn back time. Mm-hmm. I always think of that as like another moment where she said, "I'm not gone. I'm still here. I'm still relevant."
Well, like that is like, I mean, I don't know if you recall the music video to that, where she's on the naval battleship and she's basically wearing just
like half a roll of duct tape.
Yeah, basically mesh and a thong and a leather jacket, which was like at that time extremely racy for MTV, you know. So. But that is like probably one of the, I guess I would put it in the category of top 100 iconic videos of all time. So
I remember
it. And that, I think that was probably like, I guess my favorite era of hers. Like, I mean,
late 90s, early 2000s, Cher.
I of course I like, well, yeah, that was when she was like really came back out of like, she was in the 80s kind of in a bit more of a rock phase. And then when she came back, like she had a lull for a little bit, and then she came back in the late 90s, 2000s with like the club bangers, like Believe.
That was when I first remember hearing when that song came out.
It's still awesome. It's still an awesome song. Like you could maybe just retweak that song today and it would still be a hit. But I also like some of like her older stuff too. It's maybe not going back as far as Sonny and Cher, but when she was doing like, you know, some of her older stuff is like very, very theatrical and themed. It's like gypsies, tramps, and thieves and stuff like that. Dark Lady, but it's just like it's. You know, it's like her music just takes you out of reality for a while, and it's just it's. I mean, not that many people can go by one name, and
right,
and yeah. So like she is.
There's
just
only one Cher. There's only one Julie.
There is only one Cher, and yes, like that woman has been on like a farewell tour for like 20 years. Like it was. Like she just doesn't. Well, she has finally kind of stopped, but like I wish she would do more acting. But her acting, you know, not just Mermaids. Like I was kind of watching this biography of her, and like she had a really hard time getting. She really wanted to act since she was a child, but she had a really, really hard time getting anyone to give her a role. Like they just assumed that because like she's this kind of character in these Bob Mackie gowns. You know, which were like absolutely amazing. But they just didn't think that she had any acting talent. And I think her first acting role is opposite Meryl Streep playing, like, I can't remember. I think the name of the movie is Silkwood, but she plays a lesbian. So this is a pretty challenging role in the 1970s. Like, and so she nailed it. And then she started getting more acting gigs. But the problem was too, is that when she starts really picking up steam in her acting career doing Moonstruck, which she won an Oscar for, she was doing Witches of Eastwick too, is that then she started, she turned 40, and you know what that means in Hollywood. and she almost didn't get the part. Yeah, she almost didn't get the part in The Witches of Eastwick because they didn't think a 40-year-old woman would be sexy enough to play a love interest of Jack Nicholson, which is typical. But she's like, but she nailed it, and she's just so like, she brings that. She has that very tough rebel girl like way of like delivering a line. She can like her iconic, slapping Nicolas Cage across the face twice in Moonstruck and be like, snap out of it, like it's just, she's just amazing. Like, you just know, I don't know, like, it's just that quality that she has is like, you're watching Cher, and it doesn't matter what she does, you're just happy to watch it. She's just so cool. I just like, I think it's really because I have like a particular place in my heart for any woman that has that too much gene. So and she's so extra that it's a joy to behold.
It always strikes me as someone who, like, if you're kind of look at her in a vacuum, it's almost like, how the hell did you have this kind of career? But like, and that's not meant to be a slight, because her voice is not traditionally pretty. It's a very powerful voice. It's not what you might call like a very feminine, soft voice.
No, it kind of she kind of stays in a certain range, and she never really goes higher than that. But where she's at, she's very powerful at it. But what's amazing about her voice, though, is it translates really well from disco to rock to, like more pop stuff, more, not too many people can really do that. I mean, I think like Lady Gaga is, one of those that can cross genres like that.
Sorry.
There he is.
Hi, I'm back.
Steven's Butterfingers.
I went to, so my mouse has like all these extra buttons on it, and this one right here, if you click it, is like clicking the back button on the browser. So I went to grab my mouse and caught that with my thumb.
Gaming mouse.
Yeah, I did. Like, it's not me being crap; it's my mouse's fault.
This is for gaming, right? What video games are you playing at the moment, Stephen?
Lately I've mostly been playing. I mean, I played Goose Goose Duck with friends. I'm going to be playing Goose Goose Duck tonight with some friends. Jolie is going to be there. There's a couple other people. Egg is there all the time. Actually, me and Egg have like a blood feud in this game. Like,
It's so funny.
I love that man to death, but when we play Goose Goose Duck, it is war to the knife. Love you, buddy. I will always kill you. Like when the first thing he said in the chat way earlier was "Happy birthday," and then 3 knife emojis.
I saw that. I was like,
I think you should, get that developed Wergeld, because that is how you solve blood feuds. Wergeld.
Sean will probably be there too, I hope.
Oh, yes.
But so what else have I been playing? I've been playing BattleTech, and I'm always playing Stellaris. Yeah, it's like strategy, tactical type of fighting game, or like tactical fighting games, or strategy take over the universe games. That's my jam. Like, I really do enjoy conflicts where we're fighting over the last remaining energy source of the galaxy. Like, it feels important while you're doing it.
That's cool.
This is a good question. Since she didn't expect Arcane to be on my list, who was my favorite character in Arcane? So there are no wrong answers to who's your favorite character, but for me, it's Violet, in Arcane. Punch Girl. Like, nobody can punch better than Violet. she's literally the best puncher ever. But what makes her great is the fact that she can punch harder than anybody, but she is also very emotionally available to the people around her and very focused on taking care of her own. Like a character who is an action hero, a female action hero who still has that sort of gentle, caring, nurturing side. It's a thing you don't get too often, and I love the character of Vi for that reason. So I hope that answers your question. He says Echo, another great character. He's probably my number 2 in the series. I watched 2 episodes of One Punch Man and I didn't like it. I know. I'm in the minority on this one.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. I
It's
tried.
a really stupid show, but it's kind of funny because of it. Like,
I tried. I just couldn't get into it.
I would joke about how, well, now I should check it out. If I if I didn't already have a full slate of shows I'm trying to get to, so no time for my joke targeted at you, Steven.
All right, we're just down to the last few minutes. Anybody got any last minute stuff they want to say to me, or say to?
I mean, where do I start?
Or say to the people in the chat, or to each other. You know what? I'll just, you guys go.
No, you don't get to. You don't get to. Like,
We'll be fine.
Blank out when I'm about to say a whole bunch of complimentary stuff to you, Steven. I
was going to read through my list of greats, but okay, yeah, you go first.
It's on the record, so
yeah. Damn you, Steven.
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
Just happy birthday, man. It's been like, I can't believe that this past year has been jam-packed with so much amazing, stuff, and involving us getting to finally hang out together, because before this year it was like, when am I ever going to get to finally meet Steven? I've been talking to him for so long, and like, we had like just the moments where we were united, like, at HereBeCon, that picture of us embracing, but then Ice and Fire Con, getting off planes right next to each other.
It was so wild. Like, our planes were literally like gate 12 and 13 or something like that, like literally one apart, and landed within 15 minutes of each other, 10 minutes of each other.
Which is so funny, because I had, like, the entire time when conventions kept getting canceled and pushed back for these number of years, I kept imagining a scenario at the airport when you and I would finally meet, and it was like that. There's a scene from the 90s sequel to The Odd Couple where Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon like run towards each other, and it's like in slow motion before things go horribly wrong. Of course, that wouldn't have been the case with us, but just the fact that I was imagining some kind of airport meeting, and then we have something quite like that where we're like getting off the planes right next to each other, and we just hugged, and it was great. I've just loved the fact that, after waiting for so long, we finally got to, meet Steven and have so much fun together.
We did have a blast too, for real.
And I'm just so grateful, so grateful to have you, not just as one of my very best friends, but as my brother. You are an amazing person.
Okay. Steven, I'm going to make you stop right there.
No, not stopping.
No.
And I appreciate you so much.
You want to.
And like, if it wasn't for you, Stephen, I wouldn't be like, I know I have to give myself some credit, in terms of coming out of my shell, but if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am right now with like getting to meet so many wonderful people. And
people say this, but like the reverse is also true. Like I hate it when people are like, oh, you blah blah blah, and I'm like, stop it. It was all entirely selfish. Like I wanted cool nerdy friends and now I have them. So
well, I'm very glad that you were selfish.
It was entirely circumstantial. It was all for me in the beginning. Okay. Let's just don't ever forget that it was entirely very selfish from the get-go.
Well, thank you for being selfish, and happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you. Also, I got this. Laura and my brother collaborated to go behind my back and get me not only a chocolate cake that says to the OGDM on it, but also the tiramisu.
Yep.
Tiramisu.
And I was like, oh.
Leave it to the Italians to get you tiramisu.
Yeah.
I love tiramisu.
It's really good too.
Not jelly. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Yes, that's exactly right, Kathy. That's exactly right.
And heaven is our nerd commune.
Yes, it is. It is. Friends, thanks for joining me, and everybody in the chat. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. It's been a fun time. And if you had a good time celebrating my birthday with me, come back next year. We'll still be here. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, come back next week where I have no idea what we're talking about. But some possible things include I've got I know that nerd coming up soon. I just have to figure that out. I also really would like to talk about Wednesday because I think it's good enough that most of you will watch it and enjoy it and find things to talk about. John, the music is it's good.
Yeah.
Is it orchestral though?
Some of it is. There are cello reimaginings of Painted Black and rock songs that are reimagined as cello pieces, but yeah, it's very good.
Christina Ricci is in it, isn't she? She plays another character.
Ricci is in it, yes. Although she's not playing Wednesday, but
no, but she's playing another character. Is she good? Is she enjoyable in it as well? Is that handled well?
All in all, it's a very good show. It's a very good show. It has that YA, some of that YA stuff, but it's a YA show. To expect otherwise would be foolish. It does what it's doing well, and it's great. Jenna Ortega as Wednesday is great. The person who is playing Thing, which is just a hand, fantastic. And then they introduce a lot of characters. Most of them are kind of okay, this is the CW. He's the cute tortured artist and blah blah blah. But she gets a roommate, and the roommate is also a fantastic character in that show.
I just want I haven't started watching the show yet, but I've seen a little video that the YouTube channel put out where they had an animatronic thing, walking around the streets of one of the major cities or something, and just freaking people the hell out. So I quite enjoyed that. So I'll probably get to it, but stuff on my plate at the moment. Got to get through all that, and then I'll start watching.
Yeah. Shows. But I feel like that's something that we can wait on. I also probably going to want to talk about Willow, which I have not been brave enough to start yet because I'm scared because I love that old movie so much. I'm normally with most fandom stuff able to compartmentalize, but I don't know about Willow, man. My oldest daughter is named Elora for the Elora Dan and the princess in that movie. So I'll probably end up watching it soon. But I'm scared. Yeah, see, that's the thing too. I've heard mixed stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's the end, though. And I have another thing that I have to attend here in about an hour, where
we're
my
going to
friend
go.
we will try to murder each other and then lie about it, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, so once again, thanks for everyone for joining us. Come back next week where we'll be talking about something nerdy. And, it won't be about me, but I'll try to enjoy it anyway. All right. Yeah. But until next time, I love you all. Peace and be excellent to each other.
Happy birthday, Steven.